I'm Randy from the Society for Anomalous Studies, and I want to welcome you to this installment of SAS's Investigation Moments. In this video, I'm going to share with you pieces of evidence from one of our paranormal investigations, along with information on the equipment and techniques that we use, as well as our members' views about the paranormal. Wisconsin is the home to many historic buildings, including homes, businesses, and the subject of this video, an historic college building. This college opened in 1844, which was one of the first in Wisconsin. In financial difficulty, it closed in 1982. The evidence that I will be discussing today was captured in the central building on campus, which was built in the 1850s. In its day, it was the hub of life and activity at the college. Considering all of the students, faculty, and staff who for generation after generation graced its halls, it is not surprising to us that some of the memories and the essence of spirits of some of those people might still remain. We found this to be true, especially in the basement. The basement of this building has had many incarnations. During its long history, it has housed classrooms, offices, was used as a dormitory, had a kitchen and an eating area, was a social meeting room, and was used for storage. We have been told many stories from the building staff that they have felt feelings of being watched, hearing their names being called out when the building was empty, hearing music and lights turning on and off. Maintenance workers also have experienced unusual events on all 3 floors, but especially in the basement of the building. Having previously completed multiple investigations of this location, we have experienced a variety of strange anomalies. During one of our public fundraising investigations of this building, we had a rather startling set of events happen in the basement that confirmed to us that someone from a past time was indeed with us. Possibly the same one who liked to play tricks on people in the basement. SAS member Perry, who was operating a camcorder, and myself were leading a team of 3 guest investigators down a basement hallway to a small room that the furnace was in. On previous investigations, motion sensors that I had set up in this room had alarmed several different times when the room was empty, so I wanted to explore this location further. As we approached the room, one of the guests stated that during her time as a student at the college in the 1970s, this room had been a classroom and she took a communications class here with a Professor Herb Crouch. One of the other guest investigators was filming this interaction with an infrared modified GoPro type camera. As the ex-student guest talked about her former professor named Herb Crouch, I repeated the name, and we can hear on the camera's audio the gravelly voice of a man repeating the name Herb Crouch. We then moved into the room where we continued to talk about its previous uses. I asked the guest, Herb you said? Followed by me calling out, Professor Crouch. Almost immediately after I say this, the GoPro audio again picks up the same voice, but this time it sounds harsher and a bit perturbed, as it clearly says, I'm not Herb Crouch. Did it? What was it? What?
Communications class with Herb Crouch is who I...
Herb Crouch.
Mm-hmm. Herb Crouch.
Just in this room, or was it bigger? Herb Crouch.
Mm-hmm. Herb Crouch.
Just in this room, or was it bigger? It used to be a typing room at one time.
Yeah, I think it's the communication room too.
Just as it is now, this side?
Yeah, it wasn't very big. Well, it seemed, yep. I remember it seemed dark in here.
It's no bigger than this. Wow, I thought maybe they made it
Then we just
smaller.
had a couple tables and we all sat around the table for class.
Ah, so Herb you said?
Yep, Herb Crouch.
Professor Crouch? Was this your room? A lot of noise upstairs. Professor Crouch? Was this your room? A lot of noise upstairs.
I got red lights blinking.
We originally thought this was an EVP, or electronic voice phenomena, which is a voice you do not hear real time, but it appears later on a recorder. However, the same voice was captured on Perry's camcorder, but with a unique Perry twist. We will play what Perry recorded at the same time, but you will notice that before Randy asks for Professor Crouch, Perry swings his camcorder around to face the door at the end of the hallway, which leads to the basement entrance. The same voice is there, but only louder, as if Perry's camcorder microphone is pointed right at the invisible person who is talking. Perry, who is a talented psychic medium, saw an angry older man at the basement doorway, and he hoped he could film him.
Hey, I'm Perry with Society for Anomalous Studies. So, we went on a really cool investigation. That building is so active, especially the basement. So Randy and I are leading a public investigation in the basement, and I'm holding the camera shooting footage of the entire investigation. So I feel like there is a presence there that's very angry or that's very annoyed, either by our presence or just by what we're asking spirits to do. And Randy was calling out Herb Crouch, and he's, the motion detector went off. We had a couple of experiences with the K2 meters and things, and so we know that there's someone with us. But I was feeling like there was a very aggressive vibe from the spirit. So as a cameraman, I'm just sitting there with the camera, and I see some spirit stand behind me, and I feel its presence. So I turn around, and it's the janitor looking dude that I was talking about earlier, who has overalls, and he was short, like 5'6", and he was just staring at us. So I was staring back at him with the camera, and I was hoping to get an apparition, but we ended up getting a really cool EVP instead.
Is who I...
Herb Crouch.
Mm-hmm.
Herb Crouch. Just in this room, or was it bigger? Herb Crouch.
Mm-hmm.
Just in this room, or was it bigger? It used to be a typing room at one time.
Yep, I think it's the communication room too.
Just as it is now at this size?
Yeah, it wasn't very big. Well, it seemed, yep. I remember it seemed dark in here.
And it's no bigger than this. Wow, I thought maybe they made it
Then we
small.
just had a couple of tables, and we all sat around the table for class.
Oh, so Herb, you said?
Yep, Herb Crouch.
Professor Crouch? Is this your one? That was upstairs. Is this your one? It's pretty unusual for an EVP to be picked up on two separate devices, as we believe the EVP is generally formed by manipulation of a singular recording device. This very well could have been a disembodied voice that we were either too occupied to catch, or the voice was too low for us to hear with our ears. Whatever it was, the voice was picked up by the audio on both camcorders. Needless to say, we do know now that we are not talking to Herb Crouch. We have not yet discovered the name of who is there in the basement, be it the old man Perry saw or some other lingering spirit. SAS has captured many pieces of paranormal evidence from not only the basement of this building, but also on all of the floors. We will be sharing more of these pieces in future installments. I hope you enjoyed this installment of SAS's Investigation Moments. If you did, please like our page and subscribe. See you next time when another SAS investigator will share more of our investigation moments.